Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning back in. If you're new here, my name is Paulette and this is Lifestyle with Paulette. I hope you're having such a wonderful day wherever you are and that you remember to count your blessings, name them one by one, because even when you're having a bad day, it's really good to remember that you had good days and there are better days ahead. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about misconceptions that are created or are out there about Turkey and whether they're true or not. Let's get right to it. Misconception is really the fact that Turkey is a Middle Eastern country. No, Turkey is not a Middle Eastern country. Turkey is the only country in the world that lies between two continents, that is Europe and Asia, with Istanbul being on the European side and the other parts of the country being on the Asian side. Which leads me to the second misconception, that because Turkey is on the Asian side and it is close to Iraq and Iran, that the politics are and that there is violence, and politically speaking, that they have a lot of Middle Eastern politics. Nope, Turkey is actually very liberal and there's freedom. The fact that it is just next to Iran and Iraq and Syria doesn't make it unsafe at all, because just like Kenya is next to Somalia, yes, we experience a little bit of issues, a few issues, but generally when it comes to wars and all, Turkey is a pretty safe country. Which leads me to the third one that I have explained in the second point, that Turkey is not a safe country. Turkey is very safe. We have experienced squabbles here and there, but generally it's very quiet, it's very safe. Actually, even as a citizen or a visitor walking on the streets, it's very rare to get robbed or get hijacked or something like that. Maybe there are cases, but since I came here, I've never heard of someone who has told me, okay, I have been robbed on the road or something happened. Someone came and, put a gun to my head or something, which makes it a equally safe country. Now, moving on to our fourth point, most people usually feel like in the Middle East, especially countries where people move from Kenya or from African countries to work as house helps, that Turkey is also like that when it comes to racism. Turkey is actually I've never experienced the kind of racism we see in the media. I've only experienced a little bit of harassment when it comes to me being a woman of color, but me being called out or police harassment, anything like that, no, I've never experienced that. Of course, on the roads, because of a little bit of increased tightening of security, as a foreigner, or even for Turkish people, every once in a while you have to show your ID as you're passing around. But then I think that is not because you're a foreigner, that is general for everyone. I have done this with a friend who is Turkish, whereby we are walking around and the police stop me and her, and we have to show our IDs. And also when I'm with a foreigner, that happens. Which leads me to my next point. I don't know if we're in the fourth or the fifth point, that Turkey is generally, Turkey has camels. No, we don't have indigenous camels. It's a very secular country. And also to my next point, I know I'm going really fast, but I don't want this to be such a long video. To my next point, where we talk about traditions and the fact that because it's an Islam or a Muslim country, you expect everyone to be putting on a burqa. That was actually my expectation. When I came here, I was very shocked, surprised, and happy, because it's a choice. The Turkish woman is very secular, and you have the right to choose whether you want to wear a burqa, just a scarf, or walk around like that. And it's very common. It's actually very common to walk around and see women who are really dressed, who are very stylish. Turkey is one of the countries that I've gone to where women are very stylish, like with their hair. They take care of themselves, their nails. This is the first place I learned how to do makeup and make sure that, my nails are not supposed to be chipped and all that. Which leads me to my next point, which is also related to women and traditions and gender roles. That goes two ways, as I have noticed and as I have observed. Culturally, there are people who are very traditional and want their women to be traditional, and then there are also very secular families. It just depends where you come from in the country. If you come from the suburbs, and also it's an individual choice. A man or a woman, like a family, can decide, okay, traditional roles where a woman stays home and a man goes off to works. And then there are also very secular families where both the woman and the man go to work. So it works both ways. I believe this is the situation everywhere in the world, where everyone has the right to choose whether they want, to stay at home or to go to work, depending on the situation at that particular point, whether they have kids or not. And then we come to my last point when it comes to expenses, and this is a video that I am hoping to do where I discuss expenses, whether it's an expensive country or not, how much things are and how much things have changed in the past few years. Where I live right now, there is a lot of inflation, but I believe that is happening because of COVID. Before COVID, I wouldn't have necessarily said that this was such an expensive country comparing to other European countries or other countries like where you move abroad to. In Ankara, for example, the rent is a lot like Nairobi or even cheaper. You can get a really good house for a very limited or a smaller amount than in Nairobi. And that also makes it a really good place to move to. But as I always say, Turkey is a stepping stone. And some people come, stay, and make this home, which is okay. For me, Turkey has always and will always be a stepping stone. And it's a really good place to move to if you're thinking of, your next step. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. I hope to see you in my next videos. Bye-bye.